Hello everyone, this is Highlander from MTG Cardsmith doing another custom Magic the Gathering card review. And today we've got a card by our friend Shadowreign. This is called Sepulchral. Okay, I got it. How do you pronounce this? Hold on a second. Google. I googled Google. Why did I do that? Sepulchral. Sepulchral? Hold on.
Sepulchral.
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 Sepulchral. Okay. Whoops. Oh, how embarrassing. Okay. Sepulchral Necromancy. Okay. This is a 7-mana black sorcery. I love black sorceries. Have I mentioned that before? I do. Okay, so let's read this bad boy. Okay, return, this is a mythic. Return any number of target creature... Sorry, I'm getting out my highlighter. There we go. Return any number of target creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. They gain haste. Sacrifice those creatures at the beginning of your next end step. Then create a grave token for each creature sacrificed this way. It's an artifact with 2 tap, sacrifice this artifact, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Okay. This card seems extremely powerful. I mean, 7 mana is a lot, don't get me wrong, but 7 mana to return all creatures from your graveyard to the battlefield with haste? Excuse me. Woof. That's a lot. That's. I mean, this is a game ender if I've ever seen one. And not only that, but then you get these grave tokens. This is very strong, very very strong. To be honest, the thing that's kind of a little weird about this card is the grave token thing. So the grave tokens are cute. They're fine. But basically when you cast this, you're pretty much going to end the game. So it seems a little strange to also have grave tokens created. You know what I mean? Because, I don't know. Imagine... I reference this card so often, but... Imagine you've got a Grave Titan in your graveyard plus 2 other creatures, and you just cast this, and you get 3 creatures into play, including your Grave Titan. Now you get to attack with everything. Your Grave Titan makes 2 more tokens. So now you've got this insane board. I mean, it could be you could have any you could put this in a deck with all kinds of nasties, all kinds of nasty creatures. Put them into play, they gain haste. What's the... I always forget the name of this card. Put Terracodons into play, or who knows? There's just all kinds of disgusting things you could put into play here. And, I mean, this card just ends the game when you cast it, essentially, as long as you build your deck around it properly. Because, you're not going to play this in, you're not going to play this as a value card in a deck that plays little creatures, value creatures or whatever. You're not doing that, right? You're putting this in a deck that uses this card as a combo finisher, basically, right? So you're self-milling, you're discarding, you're getting all sorts of disgusting things in your graveyard, and then you're getting to 7 mana, you're casting this, and you're winning the game. So, the fact that you get these grave tokens on top of it just seems unnecessary and a little strange. I mean, again, the grave tokens are cute. Although, for some reason... Excuse me. For some reason, I want the grave tokens to be O2s. O2 creatures that you can pay 3 and sacrifice to make a zombie, just because the thought of O2 makes me think of a little tombstone, that'd be kind of cute, but it doesn't really matter, right? That's just like what my brain wants. It wants them to be like O2 tombstones. What do you like on your tombstone? Does anybody remember those pizza commercials? Just me. Okay. So yeah, I think this card is very powerful and doesn't really need this second clause here. Really, I mean, it's like poor opponent, right? It's like you cast this, and if they happen to survive you casting this card, you still get all this extra value off of it. Like goodness, man. So yeah, I mean that's kind of my main issue with this card is I think the extra grave tokens are a little bit unnecessary. I mean, this card seems like a lot of fun to build a deck around. Don't get me wrong. Like the scenario I mentioned where you build a deck around this card sounds very, very fun, and I like the idea of it. And it's 7 mana mythic. I think that's okay. You still have to get to 7 mana to cast this, right? It's not like free. But yeah, yeah. So anyway, I've already mentioned it. That's kind of my main issue with this card is it doesn't feel like the grave tokens really are necessary here, and they don't really seem like they kind of add much. Like they add like value to this card that's not a value card. It's like a game finisher card, right? So like if for some reason you don't think this is good enough for 7 mana sorcery, I would rather see something like they gain haste and lifelink or something like that, rather than, or they gain haste and menace or something, rather than like they, you get like you get like value at the end of the deal, if that makes sense. So yeah, this card, I mean, I like, again, I this card like speaks to me as a player. Like I really like the idea of building a deck around this card. So I think the concept is cool. The art's pretty neat too. So yeah, this card, I'm going to give this one, so formatting's perfect. I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. A 7 out of 10. It would probably be higher if it didn't have this second clause here. If it didn't have the second clause, this could easily be like an 8 out of 10. I don't think it would ever get higher than that because it's not like super original. I mean, it's very powerful. Don't get me wrong, but it's not the most unique effect I've ever seen. But yeah, again, I think this extra clause actually takes it down a peg. So in my mind, so yeah, I'll give a 7 out of 10 here for
Sepulchral
Necromancy. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.